Coach Ron O'Neill Show, presented by AJ's in the Alley. And now here's Devin Haney and Salina Liberty head coach, IFL Hall of Famer, Ron O'Neill.
Welcome into AJ's in the Alley, another edition of the Coach Ron O'Neill Show here at AJ's Sports Grill. We're inside the Alley, downtown Salina. You can't miss it. A big, beautiful facility of family fun. And they are a proud host of the Coach Ron O'Neill Show as we get to go through another Victory Monday. Congratulations on that. We'll go through all that and all the specifics of that game. But we also want to remind you every single Monday that we do this, AJ's in the Alley is putting up 4 of these. This is basically $100 right here, a family value certificate that you can get. If you come in and you are here present inside the Alley for the Coaches Show, go up to the bar and they will be able to help you out and direct you in the right direction. But you don't want to miss out on these. Every single Monday, $400 worth of family fun here at AJ's in the Alley. Did you have a good weekend?
Had a great weekend. Definitely enjoyed my time. Just to get back on the winning ways and new quarterback play and things, a lot of exciting things this week. And gave some other guys some opportunities to play this week that are local guys. So I was very happy with what we came out there and we were able to do for the city of Salina.
We won't be searching for things to talk about because last week at this time, your phone was blowing up while we were on the air. There was no secret about that. A lot of moving pieces. You guys had 7 different players that were active for this game that you did not have the week before that. You were very, very busy. And as we talked about before the game on Saturday during pregame, some of it was due because of injury. Some of it was due because you saw a couple of positions that needed upgraded. We'll go through all that stuff, but a good game for you Saturday night against the Southwest Kansas Storm. The Storm team came in, they were hot. They won 2 in a row. After losing their first 3, they're 2-3 on the season. They managed to get themselves up in that playoff spot. And I think we agreed coming in that maybe they weren't quite a 2-3 team. We talk about parity a lot in this league. And we expected a game from the Storm. What a game it was.
Absolutely. We definitely had a dogfight right there. That team is very well put together, very well coached, greatly managed with their ownership group and everything. So we knew it was not going to be easy, and we knew we were going through some different turmoil, as well as, like you said, bringing in 7 different players and actually having them in there to play was tough to try to have all those moving pieces together. But yes, great football game. I'm glad the fans for the second game in a row, in my opinion, came out, showed out, and it was good to hear them this week. They were very, very loud. They caused a lot of ruckus. So I'm looking forward to seeing them again this Saturday when we play and hopefully come even bigger crowd and even louder.
Along with your segment, we have a player that has been on the roster all year and a player that made a play to begin this game. Southwest Kansas Storm, they start out, they're driving down the field, and looks like they're going to maybe get a touchdown here, but on first down, Travis Taylor is able to get pressure on the quarterback and tip a ball that goes up in the air. And Treven Slayton, a Salina South grad, a local guy from here in town, able to pick that ball out of the air and get an interception. That was a huge stop for you guys to help you get ahead of the 8 ball, wasn't it?
Oh, very much so. That's the start that we wanted. To get a stop right out the gate. Treven's a guy that has been here, like you said, in training camp. He's the most improved player that we have on this football roster. Just a pleasure to coach him. He takes coaching well. He understands what we're trying to get done and get accomplished, and he's making plays. And that's the thing that we look for. He went from a guy that was a rotational guy. Now he's a outright starter without a question. Just definitely love and what he brings to the Salina Liberty. And the smile is what get me. He's always happy. He's always ready to make a play. And then when he did make that play, it was just to see the excitement in his face, it was definitely well worth it. And he finally got his hands on the interception. So I was very happy for him.
There's growing pains for everybody in this game, right? When you come to indoor football, there's some adjustment, there's some learning curve to it. And I remember you told me, again, as during one of our pregame chats, I think it might have been when we were in Rapid City, you specifically zeroed him out and you said, I want to see more from this kid because you thought he could be a guy that could hold down one side of the field, and he ended up playing well that game. And then since then, he's just kind of parlayed that into really good play, hasn't he?
Yes, and if you look at, his size, and I mean, everybody say I'm biased because I was a big corner and everything. But
you might be.
Yeah, just maybe a little bit, But I do like big corners that have that wingspan, that have that innate ability to make big plays in big-time situations. That you can't just throw the ball over their heads and things of that nature. So very happy with him, as well as his brother, Steven. They're both starting corners for us. So I'm loving, the Slayton family. I mean, I'm glad I'm here at Salina and got blessed with that gift right there. But I seen it in him from day one, just how smart he was, just to understand the play within the play. And it rough 2 games of understanding indoor football 101, but he took to the coaching, he took to the things that he needed to, and he took it seriously, and he improved himself. And with that, he gets what comes with that, which is a starting job.
Talking about Treven Slayton so much because he did make some plays, but also he will be our player guest as part of our player profile tonight on the show. Coach O Show brought to you by Brooks Liquor and also the Salina Pain Clinic, along with Comfort Heating and Air. We'll have that Comfort Heating and Air question of the day here later on. So let's dig into this game a little bit here as we're at AJ's in the Alley. We get ready to go here. The big interception to start, and then you guys were able to put an offense on the field that had some moving pieces, a new offensive lineman, a new quarterback, a receiver with Ed Smith that has been injured. You're still working around that right now. And also a guy from West Virginia and Tevin Bush that you said would be probably a utility player to start out with, wide receiver, running back type of guy. You were able to take your first offensive possession down the field and get a touchdown. Right away, I saw the difference at the quarterback spot, and that is Ed Crouch and his lightning fast release.
Yes, as well as just reading the defense and putting the ball where it needed to be. It was pretty much all except for probably 3 throws that we we don't need that. But it was the first time all year where we had that, where it's going to the right guy and mostly in the right time, the rhythm that the guy can make a play. Because if you look at what A-Love was able to do on a hitch, it was a pinpoint pass that he can do something with it afterwards. A-Love catches the ball, shakes, rattles, and rolls, and gets into the end zone there. So to get that component to our offense, and we're going to build on it because he only had 1 practice. So he's going to get nothing but better, and we're very excited about what he brings to this table at the quarterback position.
Tracy Brooks didn't have his typical Tracy Brooks type of game, and that is the game that's way up here, right? But one play that he played off, and it's probably my favorite play of his so far this year, was you had a little bit of a low snap coming in for the point after. He went fire drill mode, picked the snap up, rolled out to his right, found a receiver in the end zone, and was able to hit Dontre Matthews for a 2-point conversion. 2 guys that aren't used to being in that mode, but definitely capable, and they got the 2-point conversion.
Well, don't tell Tracy that, because he definitely think he is Tom Brady back there at quarterback, being a professional baseball player, so we know he has a cannon for an arm. So we have enough guys that want to play quarterback. You got D-Wash, you got A-Love, we got Nick and
Kelvin.
Ed, and Kelvin wants to run the football. So I don't want to give him too much credit here, because then next thing you know, coach put me in the Wildcat and all this other stuff. But that was a great play by him. It was a heads-up play by him, as well as how D-Trey did what he needed to do on that play as well to get open, and for Tracy to find him, that was huge.
Southwest Kansas Storm come down the field later on in the quarter. They get a Josh Hollins 5-yard touchdown run, and at the end of 1, you have an 8-7 lead, that 2-point conversion being the difference. How'd this game feel to you at that point? It was such a stark contrast to the week before. 40 points in the first quarter against Omaha the week before. At the end of the first quarter here, it's 8-7.
Yeah, but kind of knew that going in with them being 3rd in the league and mostly deep in their defensive categories, and I think we're 5th in the league defensively. So we knew it would be a defensive ball game, and it's going to come down to, the turnovers and making big plays. So we were able to neutralize their turnovers with the turnovers we were able to force. Like I said, I was just happy to be able to move the ball efficiently with the passing game. Couple adjustments we have to make that, some new guys were out there playing offense, defense, and special teams. But big shout out to Tevin Bush for doing the things that he was doing in that return game. He gave us good field position pretty much all night. And kudos to Coach Spiller for putting that scheme together that we did do really well with our return game as well as our kickoff game. There was only one that I was disappointed with was the kickoff. But other than that, it was a total team victory, and it was good to see James Kowalski do what he do. With him having, I think he was 4 for 4 on extra points and 1 for 1 on field goals. So to see him bounce back from a shaky game against Omaha, and his kickoffs were amazing. The way he was able to pin them here, there, and another, and balls bouncing everywhere and bouncing off of people. So eventually we'll get some of those. So, I mean, if he can consistently play like that, we'll be good to go.
When you speak of Jimmy K and his game, he was perfect on the night, as you said. Was this his best game so far with the Liberty? I thought so too.
And I texted him this morning just to let him know, because it's very easy to point out when people do wrong and things of that nature, which I do. But I'm also a coach that when you do well, you're going to get those text messages as well, because he doesn't come except for on game day. So just to text him and let him know, like, hey, I really appreciate that, and let that now be the standard. We know you can do it now. Yeah. So that's where you messed up at. Now you got to do it every week. So hopefully we can continue on that trend and let that become a weapon for us as well.
Absolutely. We start the second quarter, go down the field again. First play of the second quarter, and a 4-yard pass up high. Ed Crouch hit Mo Strong. We've seen Mo be able to high point a bunch of footballs. This one wasn't that way up in the air, but just the timing, and I thought the chemistry between these two for not having that much time together yet, the defensive back never had a shot on that, never saw the ball.
No. And the thing is, Mo is playing some really good football right now.
Yeah.
Definitely happy that we picked him up, later on as the season went on. He's been a godsend. He's a guy that's a very intelligent ball player. He understands what his role is, and he plays it at the maximum level. Is a team-first type player, but he has that edge about himself. He plays with that ferocity and physicality that we're looking for. So we're definitely happy to have him on board as well.
That gave you a 15-7 lead with the extra point from James Kozlowski, and then Southwest Kansas comes down. They're able to tie it up on an 8-point trip down the field. Then you turned it over on downs, but then Southwest Kansas missed a 35-yard field goal. So our score remained 15-15, and I think that's worth mentioning right there, because that score of 15-15, even though you stumbled and had a turnover on downs there, you were able to reel off a bunch of points in a row. There were some missed opportunities in there. There was a couple of plays at the end of the first half that you could have gotten, but really you went on a run there. Your defense spurred this, gave the offense a chance to kind of settle in, maybe develop some of that chemistry with a new quarterback. Just talk about the point where you were tied up 15-15, went at a half up 22-15, ended up scoring 17 points in a row.
Well, the defense in the last 4 games have played the way we need them to play. The thing that we need to improve upon defensively is causing a little bit more ruckus in that backfield. Travis is playing outstanding football, loving what he's doing. Shaq is doing his thing as well. We're just looking for that third person to step up on that defensive line to take the job and leave no doubt of who should be playing there. We also need to figure out our linebacker position, because we've been inconsistent at best this whole season. So those are the things that we're doing. You'll see a couple new faces this week as well. Until we get exactly what we're looking for, we're going to keep bringing players in. It's getting to that point of the season where the roster freeze is getting ready to happen here in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and I want to be more than certain that we're bringing in the best players for all the positions of need.
Let's talk about the end of the first half. A 35-yard field goal that was missed by Southwest Kansas Storm with about 5 minutes left to play in the half. That gave you the window that we always kind of talk about, where you're scheduled to get the football to start second half, and you have a chance to double up. Finish the first half with a score, begin the second half with a score. You finish the first half with a score, you get an Ed Crouch 2-yard touchdown run, his first rushing touchdown as a Liberty quarterback. And then Southwest Kansas tried to do you a favor. They turned it right back to you and gave you a chance to score again, but you were unable to take advantage of that. Just talk about that little series there.
Well, it was very frustrating. I was very excited about our defense to get the turnovers and things like that, but that's the piece that, as a coach, the players don't understand. Only coaches understand, where you have opportunities to really make that game, just blow the game off the hinges, so to say. And this year we have not been able to put the plays together offensively to do what we need to do. And that's on me as a coach. I mean, got to do a better job of coaching them up. Got to do a better job of calling plays and putting the right people in at the right situation. So I'm going to continue to press different buttons, and hopefully we can do the things that we need to do to score more points in those situations.
That leaves us our halftime score of 22-15, so we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll dig into the second half and also see what Coach and the staff has been up to since the game over the weekend and the victory over the Southwest Kansas Storm. Coach O's Show is brought to you by Brooks Liquor and also the St. John's Military Museum. We're at AJ's in the Alley, downtown Salina, and we are going to be back with the Coach O's Show on SalinaPost.com and also KINA Radio after this.
Here we go. Steve Z's Cars on the west side of Abilene. Yeah, Abilene Car Sales is the place that will Save you lots of money.
Warmer weather is here at Abilene Car Sales. Lots of sunshine means it's time to spring into the fun. Abilene Car Sales is ready to help you find that perfect vehicle for summer fun. Add a reliable truck to pull that camper or boat. Perhaps upgrade your current ride to something a little more fuel-friendly. Stop by and save on Northwest 3rd or see our inventory, AbileneCarSales.com, and spring into fun.
It's spring cleaning time, and that means you should add one more little thing to your to-do list. Call Comfort Heating and Air for an HVAC clean and check. Our technicians will make sure your system is in tip-top shape, so when warm weather arrives, your AC will be ready. That means cleaning your coils, checking Freon levels, double-checking all electrical connections for safety, even changing your filters. With locations in Salina and Clay Center, we are the company that cares. Comfort Heating and Air.
You can rely on the company that cares. We're Comfort Heating and Air.
Precision Electrical Contractors, LLC in Salina is now hiring full-time electricians in the central Kansas area. Licensing and experience in the commercial electric field is preferred but not required. Must be a team player, performance-driven, and have job safety as a top priority. Precision Electric's benefit package includes health and life insurance, 401k, paid vacation and holidays. A valid driver's license and pre-employment drug screening is required before employment. Apply on our website at pecsalina.com. Equal opportunity employer.
Spring cleaning time! A wonderful time of the year. Winter is over and hope springs eternal. You have the windows open. The birds are singing and you can't help but notice that smell. That awful smell. What is that? That is your septic system backing up into your home, making spring flowers smell, well, like a friendly reminder from Salina Septic Service. If you haven't had your septic system pumped out and cleaned in the last 3 years, you are asking for trouble. Salina Septic Service. You better call today.
For over 30 years, Ryan Roofing has been the area's leader in commercial roofing installation. Over 10 million square feet of Duralast roofing. Now, Ryan Roofing is expanding their expertise to the residential properties to better serve you and your home. Shingles, windows, siding, and gutters. Call Ryan Roofing in Salina today for a free roof assessment and get the expert advice you need. Ryan Roofing, serving commercial businesses in the area for over 30 years and now working for you on your residential property.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
He's going to have the approach, and it's going to be a low line drive kick. Goes off of a storm return man, then bounces back inside the 5 where it hits the wall, and job well done by Jimmy Kozlowski. That ball went dead at the 4-yard line, and now Southwest Kansas will have 45 yards in front of them with 31.9 seconds left and 2 timeouts.
And now back to the Coach O Show with Devin Haney and Coach Haran O'Neal.
It's not very often we have a kicker highlight without a return being involved, but you talked about Jimmy Kozlowski and the job he did. That was just one of the kicks that he had in that game that Southwest Kansas didn't have a shot to return it.
Yes, and that was huge. I mean, to be able to neutralize a special team unit with dangerous people back there that can actually return. So I'm very happy with how he accepted the challenge this week. Of understanding what we were looking for, what's our end game as far as the kicking game, what we're trying to get accomplished, what we're trying to get adjusted, and for him to come out and follow up the Omaha game with this game right here, like I said, that's going to be the standard from here on out, and he was a huge, huge weapon of why we won that football game.
We're at AJ's in the Alley, downtown Salina. If you have not been here or if you haven't been here for the Coaches Show, man, there's salads, there's pizzas, there's drinks, there's sandwiches, there's all kinds of things out here being served and flowing. The staff here does a great job. I want to thank them for hosting the Coach O Show every single Monday. And you can also come in and join us, win prizes, win tickets, watch. Tonight they got hockey, they got NBA, they got the Coaches Show on. So a lot of things going on here at AJ's in the Alley. Also bowling, laser tag, video games. Too many things to mention. This place is awesome, and we're just happy to be here. Okay, let's get in the second half here a little bit. We talked about finishing the half with a score, which you did, beginning the second half with a score, which you did, and really your first big strike of the game as Ed Crouch went down the field to Demarius Washington. D-Wash had 2 touchdowns in this game. This was one of them to put you up 29-15.
And just to have that big play capability was huge. We haven't had consistent plays from the quarterback position in a few weeks. And to just have him come in as a calming agent and understanding that, he's going to get even better as we go. But to see the chemistry that he does have with his receivers, that he has with his offensive linemen, that he has with this team in general, I love the future is very bright for the Salina Liberty offense, and we're going to get nothing but better as we go on.
The next defensive possession was very big. That secondary, again, came up for you. Dontre Matthews with an interception. 5 now on the season, I think, for him, not counting the ones that came during extra point after conversions. So Detroit continues to play well. The Predator gets his head up in this one, takes an interception away around the goal line and ends up getting it back to the 10-yard line. And then you were able to go score again and take your biggest lead of the game, 32-15. This came on a 23-yard field goal from Jimmy Kay.
Yep, and it was huge. It's our first field goal of the year. So
yeah,
to
isn't
have
that crazy? I said that during the broadcast, and I was like, that can't be right, but it was.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So to just have the confidence to go for the field goals is huge for me. The way he was kicking the football gave me supreme confidence that he'll make that. He could have probably made it from 50 that night. Yeah. So I'm very excited about what he was able to bring to the table. But, again, the Predator makes the big play when we needed to make the big play. He's been playing lights out. And, I think he had like 11 tackles and, a PBU as well as an interception. So, I would love to see another defensive back that's playing better than him. He's playing lights out. Definitely love what he's bringing as far as the leadership, especially in these last 4 games. So it's just funny how when he does what he needs to do defensively for these last 4 games, our defense actually start to play the way it needs to play. So we go as he goes on the defense, and just definitely loving what Jimmy's doing as far as our kicking game.
With you and your coaching staff, you're on a roll at this point in this game. You scored 17 in a row. You're up 32-15. At what point do you start to kind of venture off? And I'm not saying completely get off your game plan, but what point do you start working on some things? Because you do have a new quarterback. You have a new offensive lineman. You're trying to get these pieces in. At what point do you start thinking, okay, let's work on some of these things that might take you away from things that you feel like you have to do if this was a close game?
Well, no, we stayed with the game plan. We just didn't execute it very well. We had, a lull. And when you have those, a lot has to do with the opponent that you play in. They force you into those.
Yeah.
But a lot of it had to do with self-inflicted as well. So the things as a coach that we cleaned up, we call it Keep It Real Monday, is, everybody needed to know where they stand. They leave that meeting understanding exactly what we need from them, how you need to get it done. And, it's a lot of hurt and bruised egos that come out of that, but that's part of the game. That's life. You're not going to always everything is not going to be the land of peaches and honey and all that good stuff. Sometimes you got to say the tough things to make these football players understand that they can do better and be more consistent, and that's my job as the head coach, is to make sure that's done.
You still hit the end of the third quarter with a 32-22 lead, and then the fourth quarter was filled with all kinds of things to talk about. We had turnovers. We had all kinds of things to talk about in this. Shaq Bradford, though, I thought just the fourth quarter, if you just take that small sample size from Shaq in this game, he really, really rose to the occasion and had a great fourth quarter.
Yeah, this was probably his best game that he's played in. Definitely understanding, his teammates and seeing what's around him and understanding the defense in his third year doing this. So very happy to see him doing the things that he was doing out there. But the key thing that he does very, very well, especially this year, is tackles for loss. Just playing the run game is just it's awesome to see him, how he plays it. He plays it technique correctly. He's always in the right spot. So definitely looking forward for him to expand upon that and start getting even more sacks and tackles for loss as we go on.
You are up 38-29 with about 9 minutes left to go, driving down the field, and you throw an interception in the end zone that they're able to come back out. The Storm brought it out to about their own 14-yard line. They eventually scored on that drive and made this a 38-35 game. Then another interception gives it back to the Storm, and they're able to go down and get a field goal. And all of a sudden, it's a 38-38 game with about 5 minutes left to go, maybe a little less time than that. Actually, about 3 minutes left to go. Mm-hmm. I thought when they scored, I'm thinking, okay, now we have a tie game. But I'm also thinking there's too much time left on the clock here, especially the way your offense was playing. And that's really the first time, personally, I felt like that this season, that there was too much time left for them. because you guys were going to go score because your offense was doing that well. Where was your mental point at this point?
Well, very confident because, like you said, our offense was moving the ball pretty good. We just had the lull of the turnovers and things of that, the Tracy Brooks fumble, all of those things happening. But the thing that I love the most is when the game counted the most, we were able to drive the football down and get that score with minimal time left to go in the game and basically iced the game right there. And then we had a great kickoff again by Jimmy doing what he does, and they had to down the ball, I think, at the 6-yard line or something like that. So complimentary football, that's what we pride ourselves on here. No one's bigger than the team, and everybody had their turn and stepping up and making big plays for us.
When you guys took over, strategic timeout placement and also doing what you had to do to get down the field and take the time away, you were able to score a touchdown with 6.5 seconds left to go. I thought the last 60 seconds of that game, you played it almost perfectly. What were your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I won't take, most of the credit. I give a lot to my coaching staff. They put me in the right position to do the right things. Great play calling by Coach Martinez and suggestions of things of that nature. Dylan let me know the analytics of what they're trying to do defensively. So I won't take all the credit because I'm only as good as my coaching staff.
A winning score was Ed Crouch, his 6th touchdown of the night, to Demarius Washington, his 2nd touchdown of the night. 45-38, you get the final score. And there were a couple of interceptions in there. There were a couple of growing pains with the new quarterback, but he scored 6 touchdowns. What was your evaluation? I know you grade each player out every single game. I'm curious about the quarterback spot after this one.
Well, definitely it was an up and down. He started off great and he ended great, which is always key with me. We just got to clean that middle piece up. We got to understand what he likes and what he sees and incorporate a game plan that's conducive to him. And that's the hardest piece with only one practice. We really didn't know what he can do and what he can't do in our offense, and we're still learning. It's going to take another game or two for us to understand exactly the things he likes, where he wants to be with the football and things of that nature. But if I'm a betting man, I'm going to put my bet on Coach Martinez and myself getting him right and getting him on the same page and become one with him and put a game plan together that's conducive with winning.
45-38, you get the victory, now move to 5-2 on the season. You're going to flip this back around in 2 weeks and go to Dodge City and play these guys again. That's going to be a matchup I think everybody's looking forward to after this one. The entertainment value of this game, I thought it was a great game. There was some passion going on both sides. Probably the game that we've had the most unsportsmanlike conduct penalties the most of this season. And I think the trip out to Dodge City coming up now in about 10 days is going to be a good one.
It's going to be huge, but I'm not going to look past the team we're playing here this Saturday. So we got to be ready to go against them because they're not coming up here just to take a L either. So we got to be ready for the Asylum and understand what they're trying to bring to the table. They played us last year. They played tough. They were very professional about what they do. They have a great ownership group, and one of the owners actually play for them. He's an offensive lineman, ex-military guy. So I have nothing but the utmost respect for the Asylum, and I'm looking forward to playing them this Saturday as well.
Let's talk about that game. It's the 4th of 4 in a row here at home. It's the Queen City Insane Asylum, one of the best monikers of a team that I can think of. And it's here at Tony's Pizza Event Center, 6:35 on Saturday. How do you play this game? Because it's a non-league contest. Some people want to say it's an exhibition game. If it's early in the season, some people want to call it a preseason game. It's a game, right? I mean, it is a game. It's mano-a-mano. It's just a non-league contest because they're not part of Champions Indoor Football. How do you approach this game?
Well, it's going to be like a normal game for us because we know, like anybody, when you get on that bus, you're not getting on that bus to lose. So they're coming up here to get a win. We have to do a good job as our coaching staff to get these guys ready to go. It's hard with minimal film that we can look at about what they do and what they bring to the table. Just kind of replaying what they did to us last year that they had some success with.
Yeah.
But more so is more about the mindset of what we're trying to do, and that's why I always say championship mindset. It doesn't just stop with who you playing. It's what we need to do. We need to improve as a team, offense, defense, special teams, and that's what we're looking forward to doing.
Time now for our Comfort Heating Air question of the day. It is Brad in Bennington, and Bennington Brad wants to know, he said, I was at the game Saturday. I saw you have a pretty passionate conversation on your headset. He wants to know who you're talking to, and I thought that's a pretty good gate to open up and say, who are you talking to? Because there are multiple people communicating, and I thought it was a great time to go through and kind of list your coaching staff and their responsibilities. We mentioned them a lot. We even talked to Coach Martinez on the show, but really from top to bottom, let's go over the coaching staff.
Well, it starts off with Coach Martinez, who I've been with for probably about 12, 13 years. That's where most of the conversation is coming from if I'm actually on the mic, but a lot of people don't understand that the mic is always on me. Sometimes I'm not even talking to the coach. I'm talking to a player or a referee, but it looks like I'm actually talking to someone. But most of the conversation is with Coach Martinez, and that's not just on offense, but it's also on defense and everything. And it's just the trust that I've built up with him. He knows what I like. I know what he likes, and we work very, very well together. Like I said, wherever I ever went, he would always be with me. It's only been 1 year in the last 13 years that he wasn't with me. So I'm definitely excited that he came back and he's with me and doing the things that he's doing to make my job easier. And that's what I feel assistant coach's job is, to make the head coach's job easy, and he makes it very, very easy. Then you also have Monty Spiller, who's defensive back. He also works with the special teams. So it depended on when he seen me talking, it could have been with any of those guys. And then you also have Dylan Medicina, who's giving me the analytics of the different things that they're doing defensively, as well as he's looking at our offensive line and doing things of that nature as well. So it kind of could have been, again, with any of them. It could have been with none of them. It could have been just me talk, because I talk to myself sometimes too. And so, I mean, they talk about the insane asylum. I think I'm insane sometimes too out there.
Very good, very good. Well, congratulations on the win. We're looking forward to another great home game here at Tony's Pizza Event Center. We want to remind people, get out and watch this game, because now we're at the point again. The season's moving so fast, we're going to disappear for a couple of weeks, right? We got a road trip to go out to Dodge City. There's a bye week thrown in there. The next big home game, when you look down the calendar, is Sioux City, but it is the Queen City Insane Asylum, 6:35 on Saturday. You can get tickets at Tony'sPizzaEventCenter.com, or you can walk up during regular business hours, select your seat, and buy your tickets right there. Avoid some of the fees that come with the online ordering. And I know you want to see everybody there, because these crowds have been great.
Absolutely, and we're building something here. I'm so excited for the future, but it's nothing like the present. To see these fans come out, the groups that we had like over 150 kids that were down there on the field doing their different things, from cheer to ballet to singing and things like that. So please sign up with the different groups that we have to get your kids out there, get involved. We're trying to be even more actively involved in the community. I think this is a great way to do that, and it's a family fun thing that it doesn't cost as much money as going to a Chiefs game. Nothing against the Chiefs or anything, but we're defending champs too. So come and support your home team that's right here in your own backyard.
My man, thank you very much. We will talk to you Saturday. Treven Slayton is coming up next, our player profile, as we return back to the Coach O Show. It's coming up after this break on SalinaPost.com and also KINA.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We are ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
When pests have become too much, it's time to call Hassman Termite and Pest Control. With staff having over 150 years of combined experience, we offer all services for structural pests: termites, ants, roaches, spiders, crickets, mice, and bed bugs. In our 60th year of our family serving yours, give us a call or visit us on the web at HassmanTermite.com or see us on Facebook.
There's no better feeling than leaving the stadium with a win, unless you're leaving the car lot with a great deal. That's how it feels to buy a vehicle from SalinaUsedCars.com. Dozens of late model vehicles have been fully inspected and are backed by warranty. We accept cash or have financing for all credit levels. Whether you need a car, truck, SUV, crossover, or van, SalinaUsedCars.com has them all. Get the winning feeling of a great deal at one of our 2 locations or shop 24/7 at SalinaUsedCars.com.
St. John's Military School Historical Museum, located on the northeast corner of 9th and Otis, preserving the 131-year history of St. John's Military School and continuing its involvement within the Salina community. Visit us at sjmshm.org. Find us on Facebook or call the office today at 785-404-2333 for more information or to book an appointment.
It's spring cleaning time, and that means you should add one more little thing to your to-do list. Call Comfort Heating and Air for an HVAC clean and check. Our technicians will make sure your system is in tip-top shape, so when warm weather arrives, your AC will be ready. That means cleaning your coils, checking Freon levels, double-checking all electrical connections for safety, even changing your filters. With locations in Salina and Clay Center, we are the company that cares. Comfort Heating and Air.
You can rely on the company that cares. We're Comfort Heating and Air.
Are you looking for more than a job? Searching for a company that cares about its employees and rewards them for hard work? Street Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical is growing and looking for great people who want to work in plumbing and HVAC. With attractive benefits and competitive pay, the goal is to help you make a career out of what you do and love going to work. For more information, visit the website, streetphe.com. Street Plumbing, Heating, and Electrical, serving Central Kansas. An equal opportunity employer.
Storm, first and goal from the 8. Here's a deflection up in the air, and it's picked off. The Liberty with a takeaway as they're going to have the ball. It's on a deflection from Travis Taylor. That ball stopped right up in the air, and coming in from his corner spot and making the interception is Trevin Slayton.
And now back to the Coach O Show at AJ's in the Alley. Here's Devin Haney.
Good highlight there featuring our player profile guest. I said Trevin. I'm learning the name. Now I know it's Trevin.
Yep.
I'm Devin, so I got to deal with that a lot too. People call me Darren and all kinds of things, but I've seen your name spelled 7 different ways, so until I got to meet you face to face, now I know we can call each other by our real name. So right. Trevin, glad to have you, my man.
Thank you.
You are becoming a big part of this secondary for the Salina Liberty, and we'll get to that, but I want to go back to a younger Trevin when you were here at Salina South. And you grew up around Salina. You were a Salina South Cougar and playing football here. What was that experience like, just wearing that green and gold every Friday night?
No, it was a lot of fun. You know, I got to play with my family there. And Coach Sellers, he was a great coach to be around. He coaches up well. We were a very winning team. We won a lot of games, and I got better just being under Coach's wing and learning. But it was a lot of fun.
You and I were talking off the air. We had Kelvin McCoy on last week, part of our player profile. He's coaching and teaching at Central right now, and I told him some of the good old days stories about South and Central, and just kind of how the rivalry is still good, but back in the day, boy, it was something else, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a lot different. We were really coming with it now. You know, it has changed a lot now, but then it was something to see.
So coming through high school, you played football. You lettered 2 years at Salina South. You also lettered 3 years in track. What was your track and field experience like? What'd you do there?
I ran the 400. I ran the 4x4. I also did a high jump, and I was a triple jumper. So
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Football, secondary, and high school, did you play both ways? What was that like?
I played defense. I played multiple positions on defense. Other than corner, I played the weak side safety. I also played a couple games as a defensive end. So
defensive end?
Defensive end.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact team, but I think it was Andover. They put me in the 3-4 package at 9 Tech, and I had a fun game because they were coming at me because I was a smaller guy, but I was pretty strong.
So maybe Shaq Bradford, Travis Taylor need to look out a little bit. You might be.
Song, you know.
Yeah. Versatility is good, though, right? In this indoor game, you're kind of learning the indoor game a little bit, and obviously there's been an indoor football team here in Salina, but through your adventures, have you ever kind of looked at back then the Bombers or now the Liberty and thought that might be something I want to try, or how did you get into this?
Before I came here, I was just playing local ball since I was like 7-on-7, but I also kept my body up, and I've hit different combines like in Texas and stuff like that. You know, I was just looking for opportunities, and then someone had told me about Salina Liberty, which I've heard of, you know, but I've never thought exactly to play here. Yeah. But the opportunity was there, and I took it and see what happens.
Now that you're into it, what do you think?
I love it. I miss putting the pads on. Like I said, it's been a long time since I put the pads on again, and I'm just excited to be here and play and let's see what it takes me. So.
You sit back at Salina South. You had a defense that was family heavy. It was heavy family slate. And talk about the guys that you had on defense with you that you're related to.
My brother's a year younger than me, so I had him on the other side of the corner. I had another younger, he's my young cousin, so he also was a defensive back too. I didn't get to play with him because he was a sophomore, but that was the three main guys. I also got to play with Marcus Williams. He's my older cousin.
Yeah.
So I got to play with a lot of family.
So fast forward now to 2023, you've worked your way in with the Liberty, anchoring one side of the field, really becoming that guy. Coach Ron O'Neal said this past Saturday, your brother Steven comes in. Now he's on the other side of the field, and it's kind of one of those things that you can have it again, right? So you go from high school now with the Liberty playing professional ball.
Yeah.
That had to be a lot of fun for you guys on Saturday.
It was. We always talked about it, I ain't got to play with him since high school, but now we're playing again, and we're talking about what we're going to do and how we're going to grow from here. We're going to, take the opportunity and see where it takes us. Like I said, he missed it. He was sitting on the couch watching me play or even in the stands, and he finally stepped out his comfort zone and came out and tried out. And,
it's weird how sometimes situations create necessity, right? Injuries have gone through this team over the last 2 games before the Southwest Kansas Storm team. So was it one of those things where you just went to Coach O and said, hey, my brother might be able to play? I mean, how did it come about?
Well, no, we were actually at the Blind Pig, and Coach's old wife came up to my little brother and, talked to him and see who he was, and he introduced himself, and she was very interested in him and, talked to Coach about him, and that's how that came about. And Coach O gave him a shot.
So Nisha gets recruiting points for this thing.
Yes, he's doing a great job.
What was we always talk to Coach O about getting guys kind of used to the game and acclimated to the indoor game because it is a different game. And what has been your biggest challenge so far, just kind of getting into this game of 8-on-8 between the walls? What's been the biggest thing for you?
It's a quick game. I had to adjust how the offense was trying to attack the defense, and then just understand the concepts within the game. Also trying to learn the plays and how Coach wants me to execute each one. It took me time. It was a slow start, but I ended up figuring it out pretty quick. And
What's it been like playing with a veteran like Dontre Matthews? Detroit is kind of your coach on the field. He's made it clear that he's going to come take Coach O's job, he says all the time when he gets ready to coach. But he's very hands-on and he's very involved, isn't he?
Yeah, I really appreciate DJ, CJ, and, D-Wash and many other veterans, even Travis, They always, come up to me and talk to me and, guide me and help me get better each week. So I've been learning from them, especially from Detroit's game. Detroit is, having a complete game every week. So I see how he plays and just add it to my game, and that helps me a lot.
Confidence is a big thing at corner, right? You got to have that short memory and a lot of confidence. How much has your confidence grown since day one to where it is right now? Because you're playing really well.
My confidence is always high, even since day one. It was just all about getting my feet wet again and putting the pads on and making something happen. It's grown even more since then now, and I'm finally, made a play on the ball and got an interception now, but I feel good. I feel good.
Let's touch on just in between high school and college. You spent some time at Coffeyville, then to Henderson State. What was college like? Because I know college isn't for everybody, but some people excel in college. What was your college experience like?
I went to Coffeyville for 2 years. I'm a quiet guy, so it was hard for me to get in and fit in and understand how things work outside of, high school. And it was a lot to learn because, I was trying to figure out my way going to Coffeyville and learn the defensive schemes and also going against a lot of, great receivers and quarterbacks that we had there that year. The next year I ended up going to Henderson State, and they ended up moving me to free safety. And then that was pretty much my career for football as of college.
So back in here with the Liberty, fortunate to find a guy like Ron O'Neal. How is it playing for a head coach that was also a defensive back?
Oh, it's pretty cool. Like I said, he teaches me a lot, and he's showing me how to play the game. I listen to him and just let him coach me up, and all I got to do is just make plays. So
we always joke, you might have heard us earlier, it's a good thing you're over 6 foot, because if not, he probably would. He loves his big corners. He was a big corner, and he loves his big corners. Well, it's awesome having here on the team. What's the goals and what's the mindset like for this team? I'm curious asking you this because so far we've only talked to guys that were on the team last year that won a championship. What do you feel the vibe is of this team as you move forward now through the home stretch of the season?
This team has high standards. We got a championship mindset. You got to come with it every day, even in practice, and it's going to relate into the games. And that's how I come about it. You know, I see how the veterans are moving, so I move the same direction.
What's your game day like? A lot of people show up, they get there, doors open at 5:30. They don't understand how long you guys have been in the building already, warming up, getting loose, working out. What's your game day like?
It's simple. I get in there about 3:30 when it's a home game, and I go ahead and eat. Martinelli's is what they serve us. I get to the locker room, and I vibe out, and we listen to music, and I focus and lock in and do what I got to do, or just know beforehand. So I'm always ready.
Practice, how's that?
Practice is good. It's always fun. The energy, we come with it.
Your guys' practice is pretty loose, aren't they?
Yeah, it's pretty loose, but, you know, it's business still.
Yeah.
So we handle our business and take care of ourselves.
Well, it's awesome. I know there's a lot of people that will come out to the stands and watch you play. It's been a while since we've had a local Salina South guy. Now we got two of them with you and your brother, Steven. So what a great time that is. We want to encourage people to come out, get their tickets at Tony's Pizza Event Center. See Treven Slayton and his brother, Steven, in action this Saturday against the Queen City Insane Asylum. 6:35 kick. My friend, thanks for joining us. Best of luck down the stretch.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Coach O Show right after this on KINA and SalinaPost.com.
Normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain. Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
All right, here we go. Steve Z's Cars on the west side of Abilene. Yeah, Abilene Car Sales is the place that will save you lots of money.
Warmer weather is here at Abilene Car Sales. Lots of sunshine means it's time to spring into the fun. Abilene Car Sales is ready to help you find that perfect vehicle for summer fun. Add a reliable truck to pull that camper or boat. Perhaps upgrade your current ride to something a little more fuel-friendly. Stop by and save on Northwest 3rd or see our inventory, AbileneCarSales.com, and spring into fun.
Spring cleaning time! A wonderful time of the year. Winter is over and hope springs eternal. You have the windows open. The birds are singing and you can't help but notice that smell. That awful smell. What is that? That is your septic system backing up into your home, making spring flowers smell, well, like a friendly reminder from Salina Septic Service. If you haven't had your septic system pumped out and cleaned in the last 3 years, you are asking for trouble. Salina Septic Service. You better call today.
For over 30 years, Ryan Roofing has been the area's leader in commercial roofing installation. Over 10 million square feet of Durolast roofing. Now, Ryan Roofing is expanding their expertise to the residential properties to better serve you and your home. Shingles, windows, siding, and gutters. Call Ryan Roofing in Salina today for a free roof assessment and get the expert advice you need. Ryan Roofing, serving commercial businesses in the area for over 30 years and now working for you on your residential property.
When pests have become too much, it's time to call Hassman Termite and Pest Control. With staff having over 150 years of combined experience, we offer all services for structural pests: termites, ants, roaches, spiders, crickets, mice, and bed bugs. In our 60th year of our family serving yours, give us a call or visit us on the web at hassmantermite.com or see us on Facebook.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Ed Crouch, a chance to pull this one from a tie. Back, pedaling into the end zone. Touchdown, Liberty! Going up and grabbing that football, two hands out in front, was that guy once again. And Heron O'Neal celebrating with Demarius Washington. D-Wash has been quiet tonight.
And now back to the Coach O Show at AJ's in the Alley. Here's Devin Haney.
Back with our final stretch of the Coach O Show. It's our ownership segment. Tonight we feature Roy Lawrence. And Roy, my man, good to get you on the show here. And I want to feature that right there because that is part of Defend the Crown, your guys' mantra for this year, and that is a championship ring. You guys have had a promotion going on this year during home games. We have 2 home games left in the regular season and a chance for somebody to win one of those rings. Tell us how that works.
Well, you have to go in, and we have a table set up there that you can go in. It's $1 to purchase a chance, a single chance. And if you spend $5, you get 6 chances. You spend 10, you get 12. And at the end of the third quarter, we draw out 2 people. And on the final game, you have to be present. You're going to come down on the field, and only one person is going to win their own personalized ring, just like the ownership group and the team has.
It's awesome.
And it's a good promotion so far. A lot of fans have signed up, but if you want a piece of the history, I'd say get down there and do it.
So you have that chance at every home game. Again, a home game this Saturday. Then we have another one later on in the season in a couple weeks against Sioux City. Just curious to get your thoughts and get you on the show here. Man, a lot of good public groups. We talked about group sales with Coach Ron O'Neill. We have had dance groups. We've had twirlers. We've had just about everything. This weekend, one of the big features is the K-State twirling team coming in. That is always an adventure because it's amazing to me how talented these young women are.
Yes. Well, we got a core group of our ownership group that has gone out and picked out all of these different groups to come in this year, and they've all done a tremendous job. And to get the K-State twirlers over here, that's a huge thing for not only the Salina Liberty, it's for the city of Salina. And if you haven't seen them in action, you need to get out there and see them because they're really good.
That group was dominated by young women from Salina for a long time. That was where K-State got their twirlers. That was from the city of Salina. Curious from you on a football side, you and I talk sports a lot. How do you feel about the team right now? A big win on Saturday. Needed that win. You don't ever want a loss turn into 2 losses. How do you feel about the team right now where we're at?
Well, it's always great to get a win.
Yeah.
And it's always to keep the fans intact. But if you know us, we're a second-half team, and we have the greatest coach that he knows how to orchestrate things and get the job done when it needs to be done. And I believe our guys wholeheartedly, we're going to chase the championship and keep that mindset. Just because we lost a couple games, we still have the same mindset. And the guys believe in one another, truly believe in Coach O and his staff and the ownership group. So fans, believe me, if you haven't seen us play, you really need to get out and see us because we have another championship team, I believe, wholeheartedly, that we may not have to win it at home, but we're going to go on the road and probably win this thing.
This is an adventure on game day because a lot of people look at it. I get texts all the time. What time's the game start? My response is always, well, kickoff 6:35. But 3 o'clock, 3:30, tailgating starts happening out in the parking lot at Tony's Pizza Event Center. Tailgate Central seems to be built up now between Tony's Pizza Event Center and Kenwood Cove in that south parking lot. That's where you want to go. There's always a great tailgate set up there. Our buddy Jimmy Sponder kind of triggers that and gets that going for us. And then you come in, you want to be in your seat by about 6:10 for pregame festivities. A lot of singers, a lot of elementary kids coming in. I think that's one great thing we've had lately is a lot of these youngsters from elementary schools around the community, they come in and they sing patriotic songs during pregame.
They do, and that's and they also bring their parents, grandparents, and other folks with them because, we want to feature them, not only because we want them in the stands. We like them to showcase their talent just as well as what we're doing on the football field. And like you said, the tailgating has grown over the years, and if you get out there and get some smoke rolling in that parking lot, owners and sometimes players are roaming around out there. We stop by and say hello. So we'd love to see you out there, folks.
Absolutely. Saturday is another home game, and your chance to do that at Tony's Pizza Event Center is the Salina Liberty in the Queen City Insane Asylum. Get your tickets at Tony'sPizzaEventCenter.com or in the box office during regular business hours. That does it for another edition of the Coach O Show. I want to thank you, my friend, for joining us. We will do it again next Monday, possibly another Victory Monday, back down here at AJ's in the Alley, downtown Salina on KINA and SalinaPost.com.
Go Liberty.